Okay. It looks like Joan usually is in the background going like this or something, but we both have allergies, so we're going to give each other a pass. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, hello to everybody. Oh my gosh, it's been why was I going to call you Jill? We were just talking about Jill Wiseman. Joan, has it been like 3 Thursdays since I've been gone? Oh my gosh. Wow. Thank God that 4 Thursdays? Oh Lord. Okay, let me reintroduce myself. In case you don't know. Hey everyone, it's Jules, Juliana Jules Avalar, the inventor, designer of the Jewel Loom beading loom. And this is the Jewel Loom YouTube channel where every Thursday we do a Jewel Loom School live at 4 p.m. 4 p.m. Pacific time and 7 p.m. Eastern time. And so every week we love to share new ideas and tips and tricks on how to use not only the original jewel looms, but the wood looms that have been designed as well, like the Large Wisdom Warrior that I'm going to be working with today. And so I see everyone's coming in. Sandy, welcome home. Thank you. And do you know when April 27th orders will ship? I love that, Sandy. It everything has been shipping. If it's from here in California, tomorrow's like the I think it's like the last group of things. So if you haven't gotten a notice yet, and let me just share with everyone what you're referring to. So while I was gone, all wood looms continued to ship, and other things like beads and hemp and wildfire, and say for instance the original jewel loom starter kit, those all ship out of California from where I'm at. And obviously I was in the Czech Republic, so we had posted and emailed and social media'd and all the things to let you know that the shop was on sale, as a thank you for your patience and your orders while I was gone. And so, Sandy, to answer your question, if you send me the actual order number, I can look at it and just to make sure that there's, that it's either gone out or going out tomorrow. So anyway, thank you. Thank you for that. And so Maria, hello, and Ileana and Cynthia and bunch of folks I'd invited, and Becky, I invited the students from the Czech Republic that were on the tour with me to pop in. And there's Casey. Hi. Oh, I can't wait to see what you have done. We need to regroup. I had jet lag so incredibly bad. I just got back last Thursday night and from the Czech Republic, and so it was very painful. I've never had it that bad before, even when I went to Singapore, which was further. So I am older, so I'm assuming that maybe that might have a little bit to do with it. But yeah, so anywho, yes. And Joan is with us, and a huge thank you to Joan for filling in and being my big haired sister while I was gone. And she shared some really awesome projects. I hope that you all have been watching those videos. And I know that Joan, you mentioned you're going to do something about how to end the project that you showed last week. And I'm waiting for a head nod. Yes. Because I could see her cute little face below mine. She didn't probably want to come on. But anyway, Closer Queen Joan. Is that her new alias? I love it. So listen, I very carefully here. Full disclosure, Marlon Brando is in the house. He's behind me. He did okay at the kennel. He was at the kennel for like 17 days? It was a long time. And he dropped, I don't know, he might have dropped like a pound. He definitely wasn't like eating consistently. They were wonderful. The resort, the bougie resort, was fabulous. But sadly he did lose hair again. So I ordered some liquid melatonin per the vet's advice. and I'm super excited to get that, and hopefully that's going to help him because he is so far up my tush. He is so far. He will not leave me. I mean, and I'm going to go play bunco tonight because, bunco is a fun thing for me. And so anyway, he's behind me snoring. And so hopefully he's a good boy and he doesn't give us any Frenchy farts, which I'm the only one that'll suffer, not you. So getting back to what we're going to do today, I'm actually working with the Large Wisdom Warrior. And so I thought it would be really fun to revisit this amazing loom. It's been out now for this July will be its birthday. And so July of 21, the Large Wisdom Warrior, she's got 24 inches, 20 some inches on the top. If you weave her all the way around to the back, you can have a piece up to 50 inches, which would be wonderful for, belts. Amber's always talked about doing like a beaded curtain. It's 4 inches wide on the top. But the cool thing is that the Creative Soul members back in July 21 were the very first group of people to get the Large Wisdom Warrior. And it was really special, especially since I got the COVID during that time frame. And I was like, she's on her way. And you're just going to have to figure out how to use her because I am down for the count. And what was really cool is it actually gave all the members an opportunity to really get to know their Large Wisdom Warrior. And since then, we've just been having a lot of fun making chokers, making hat bands. Kelly Hawkins loves her for production work. And what I mean by that is Kelly will lay out a bunch of small pieces on the Large Wisdom Warrior, like earrings. And I believe Amber has even showed us that as well. And so it's just a really super great loom that is able to do a lot of really great things. So, thanks, Sandy. Yes. Birthday wishes to Joshua. I'm so embarrassed. Seriously, he's in his 30s. I just can't comprehend which one he's either. We were like, is he 33 or is he 34? Because I can't. He was born in 91. Somebody do the math. I'm such a geek. I just don't even pay attention to my own age. Like, I've always been that way. It's more like a vibe, right? It's more like, how do I feel? Except for that, this last trip really made me realize I was in my 50s. So, hi, Deborah. Deborah loves her Wisdom Warrior. Yeah. So a lot of people on here, Stephanie, Melanie, I can't remember now. Yeah, you did. Yeah. There was a lot of people. That was that was a huge month. That was really, really a special month. Everybody got one. You get a warrior and you get a warrior and you get a warrior. So it was super cool. So I wanted today to share the Sedona Spring Hatband with you. This was a project that we did in March in the Creative Soul group. I was over the moon, top, crazy, busy. Trisha stepped in and she did the course, which was phenomenal. She made an incredibly super cool embellishment piece to go on the hat, which is really amazing. But I never got a chance to make one. And I was like, I really need to have one because obviously I need to do photography for the kit, blah, blah, blah. And so I'm going to work on that today. And he is really going to town behind me. I don't know if you can hear it, but he is sawing logs. Hi, Gloria. We got Marlon Brando in the house today. So this particular kit takes 5 different colors. And I'm going to be working on the Large Wisdom Warrior. I've already warped it. I taped that for you earlier today. And so Joan will, tag that so that that is, the warping video for this project. And I've already started my first 2 rows because, as you all know, that first row is more fun than humans are allowed to have. I didn't want to waste your time trying to do it on live. So I've already done it. And I'm wearing my fabulous earrings, my happiness earrings. This is hemp cord. by Hemptique. We love, 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 love Hemptique. I got to hang out with Claire in Ohio at the NAMTA show. And so we're going to be doing some fun things together. Hemptique is, they make a sustainable, really beautiful, eco-friendly, awesome product. And so this right here is a bunch of fibers that I found at the, I think I got that at Michael's, but all of this is Hemptique. So I just like wanted to show up large. All right. So Joan, if you want, you can, oh, let me see. Someone said last night I reminded her of her grandma. I replied, oh, well, thanks. Who is that? Are they saying, they're saying you? Oh my, that is hysterical. She's coming on. She's
Okay,
coming
I'm
on.
going to tell you who it was. It's right after Neely's show. Andrea Bieber. And
Oh.
she said right after the show, and I said, thanks. Neely wouldn't stop laughing. He actually fell in his chair laughing.
Wait, she said that about you being mine?
No, hers grandma.
Oh, I was like,
you remind me of my grandma.
Oh my God, that is so flipping hysterical.
And I'm going, I don't want to be known as a grandma.
That is so funny. Oh my God, you're so cute. Oh, well, I think whatever you are, you can be. That is so funny, Joan. Okay, so I'm going to work on the Hatband. I want to remind you, and I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself. It's, again, jet lag. You don't have to use the Hatbands on a Western hat. Like obviously they rock a cowgirl hat, and they could be for men and women. But I'm also thinking that I want to go to the Mad Hatter, which is in Ventura at the harbor, and look for a ball cap, perhaps. I'm kind of thinking that I want to do something a little different and put the hat band around a different type of hat. So anyway, I'm going to turn my light on so that I can see these micro tiny little boogers. The 11Os can be very fun to work with, but you definitely need to have your lighting. So let me make sure. I'm going to get this under my arm, and then I'm going to reposition the camera. I've got my palette on my Jewel Loom board too, by the way. So, uh-oh. Oh, for Pete's sake, what just happened? Have no idea. Let me see. Oh, am I back? Yes. Okay, there we go. I don't even know what that was, but that was weird. Super weird. Okay. All right. So you can work from a pattern from the website. You can print it as I did. Brandy did this pattern. She is my silversmith beading rock star, literally a rock star girlfriend. And I like to have a blank piece of paper. And I learned this from Kelly Dell because she really did. She's the one that gets the credit for inspiring my love affair with seed beads. And so she was showing how she puts a blank piece of paper over the pattern, and then that's how she keeps her her eye focused. So I'm actually on row 3, and again I have 14 warps. Okay. And I'm using the green Wildfire, and I'm coming under the warp. So I'm passing the needle over to my right hand. And then the first 3 beads are the shamrock. And so I laid them out to where I'm following the grid, the pattern. So I have bead 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 in my jewel loom bead board. And so it really works out pretty and pretty well, you know. So it's a little easier to pick up all the beads. So I'm just going to pick up 3 of these guys. So we've got 1, 2, 3. And whoops, did I get the 3? I did. And then the next color is this gorgeous peach. So I'm going to scoop that on, and then a mauve. And so that's this beautifulness. And after that, I've got I am so in love with this color. Like, I just want to do a bracelet. It's called pumpkin, but seriously, it looks like coral. Okay, whoops, don't do 2 of those. It's hard to talk and focus on seed beading a pattern because I don't want to screw it up. Okay, so we got that, and then we've got another mauve. And then we've got this gorgeous cobbler and 3 A's. So shamrocks, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so then I'm going to let all those fall. And I'm propped up. I'm sitting on my yoga pillow, and I've got the loom like underneath my arm. And then I'm just going to come in here. Now, you really want to make sure, let me bring the loom down a little. There we go. Okay. So you want to make sure that when you're passing through, so I've got my needle and I'm coming back in here now, and the needle is gliding through the beads, and the needle is on top of the warps. And you really want to make sure that that's happening, because if it's not, then your beads will fall off. So I think we did well. So then I'm just going to guide all of the wildfire. My students were laughing at me in the check because I was like 2 jewel arms, you know, and then it was like all this wildfire, and they're like, really? I'm like, yeah, you're going to use it all. Trust me. So let me bring this, let me bring this up to the camera. Okay. So we have the beginning of a new hatband, and we're going to lay that back down. Now, I did add the kit for this to the shop. And so this will be the Sedona kit. And once again, I'm just going to pull this down so I can go to the next row. And so we have 2 of the shamrocks, and we're going to have 2 pumpkins. And a peach and a shamrock. And it looks like another pumpkin, another shamrock, and let's see, CCC. Okay. I love how Brandy makes these easy for us because they've got all the coordinating colors with a letter. So 2 pumpkins and 2 more shamrocks. And I am using the jewel loom needle. I have a really hard time using the short needles. They just don't work with my hand. So this is so pretty. Okay, so once again, I'm going to take the needle, going back through, and I just want to make sure that I am on top of the warps. because it is more fun than humans are allowed to have when that does not happen. I mean, it's not the end of the world. You just have to go back and start over your row. Okay, thank you, thank you. By the way, I did start, let's see. I started, what is that? A little less than 2 inches. And this piece is going to be, so if you follow the directions, whoops. Yep, so this will be almost to the bottom of the loom because I'm going to do 22 inches. And then if I need more length, I can get that by, adding the leather closure. Okay, so we're going to scooch down again here. And I am on my 5th row. 1, 2, 3. Yep, 5th row. Okay. And pumpkin. And oh, this color is gorge. These are beautiful, like a glazier. So there's 2 of those, another pumpkin, and a cobbler. And did I do that right? 1, 2, 2, 4, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. And then another glazier. And another pumpkin. No, a cobbler. And another pumpkin. 2. So the ladies in my classes in the Czech had not loomed before. I feel like there were 2 people who might have loomed, but that was it. And so they did really, really, really well. And I was just so honored that they took a chance to learn something new and they loved it. So it was really fun. I don't know. You've been trying to make a graphic design for looming and peyote stitch. Wouldn't that be the app, the Bead tool app? Is that what you need? I wonder. Thanks, Cass. Yeah, it's the jewel loom. And I didn't even tell Joan this. But we were talking yesterday, and we came up with another bead board. Because why not? And so I need to peek my head in here to make sure. I just want to make sure the needle is on top of the warps. Feels like it. And so I'm super excited about it. I think you're going to like it a lot. It's cute. Okay, cool. Yay. I'm going to bring this up to the camera. So this is the first 5. First 5 rows. Okay. And then I'm going to bring my little paper down. This really helps. And we're going to pick up this pretty mauve and some more shamrock. We're going to go with some double D's and another shamrock. And C was this pretty cobbler. And D and another C. It really helps when you're working with patterns that are laid out like this, by the way. I don't know how people would do it otherwise, because I think I would have a breakdown. It helps the process, especially to go faster. Whoops. Get on there, buddy. And another shamrock and ending with a mauve. And again, I'm going to take and help guide them up in between each one of those tiny little warps. We didn't skip any of the grooves on the Large Wisdom Warrior. Now, you can modify this pattern to make the bracelet version. You would just follow the directions. Basically, it's like 6 inches for a small, 7 inches for a medium, and 8 inches for a large. But that information is on the pattern when you buy the kit. It's so pretty. I feel like when this is done, I'm going to need like a hat, an outfit, the whole thing. And then we'll scooch this down. And so it's pretty simple procedure. I mean, you really just have to get, your table set up and get your beads laid out. And, some people work with the looms when they're positioned in front of them, like on an easel, but I find it easy to tuck her in underneath my arm. Does anybody else who has the Large Wisdom Warrior, is there a way that you've been working on it? So let's see. Again, hard to talk and focus here. So I scoop them, by the way, you could see that I scoop them onto the needle. Okay, and then we're gonna let those fall. And we'll pop them up in between. So my girlfriend Brandy, we've known each other since, I don't know, 13 years old now, I guess. And she was here in California, in Ojai, California, but they just moved to Prescott, Arizona. And so she is getting the blessing of all of these new sights, the landscaping, the desert, how things look when flowers are blooming in the desert. So she's really inspired. I was like, okay, well, we need this hatband. All right, so I'm going to move that down again. And this time we're going to start off with mauve. And we got 2. This dog. The cobbler. And more mauve. Pumpkin. Whoops. The glazier. More pumpkin. More mauve. Let's see. C. And 2 double A's. And a B. So that was a mauve, right? Yep. Okay. Did I get it? Yep. Okay. Then we're going to let this fall. Can you see that little flower coming together? It's really cool, huh? Can you hear this dog behind me? Oh my gosh. Whoops. Okay. And then we got to come down. Oops. Come down one more. All right. So we got, let me make sure I didn't screw up anything. We got da-da-da, da-da-da. And now, yeah. Okay. So 2 A's. and a cob and a mauve and 2 more A's and a pumpkin and 2 double A's and a mauve and a cob and 2 A's. So we were all, after we visited the Preciosa facility, we we all had such a bigger understanding of the process that it was like, okay, next time a seed bead rolls off of our table, we are not letting it go. Like, we are finding it because you just understand the value better when you get the opportunity to see how they're made. And so I definitely am not just going to blow off the beads that fall anymore. Maybe picking them up, appreciating all the hard work that went in to make them. It's quite a process. Okay, is that my first little flower? Oh my goodness. Let's see here. I think it is. Wow, that was quick. So was that, let me see. So we got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep. So I'm on the 10th row. I'm going to bring this up to the camera. Look at just that short period of time. Look at how fun. You thought everybody searched for the fallen beads. Maybe it was just me. I don't know. Oh, that is so pretty. Okay, so that's my first little section. That took me to, so I'm going to do row 10. Since we're all together, let's do that. So again, we've got a shamrock and a cobbler and mauve. And then we have a ton. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 shamrocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then a mauve, a cob, and a shamrock. Okay, so then I'm going to let all that fall. So this is definitely going to be my weekend project amongst all the other things. Oh, that is so pretty. It's hard to see on the screen, but seriously, in real life, this is just really, really gorgeous. I like to do combinations that are a little bit different because there's some standard colors out there for hat bands, and they're super cool, and I love them. But I always like to mix it up a little and see what else we can do. So pretty. So that was the 10th row. So Kay, the directions for warping the loom, there are actually 2 different links right here on the YouTube channel. There's a playlist called How to Use Your Large Wisdom Warrior Loom. And so Joan, do you want to direct her to that? And then you can go ahead and bring me up. I'm going to get rid of the light. Yeah. So Kay, there's a whole playlist in the on the YouTube channel, and it's called how to use your Large Wisdom Warrior. And so anytime we use the Large Wisdom Warrior, we put the content in there. But there are at least 2 now, because I just uploaded another one this afternoon, videos on how to warp. Because I think that's what you're saying. Where do I find the instructions for warping? Is that I'm going to see if this. Let me see if this camera is any better. Oh yeah, look at how pretty that is. Oh, the one from this afternoon is still uploading? Oh my God, that's weird. It was only 13 minutes long. I wonder why it's taking so long. Huh. So it reminds me, this pattern reminds me exactly of the desert. I don't, when you're out in the desert and you're cruising around, and then all of a sudden there'll be like this spot, this gorgeous coral flower out in the middle of nowhere. And you're like, how did that happen? And that's exactly how this pattern reminds me of that landscaping. So I'm just looking to see if there are any questions. Obviously, this is going to be a process. And if you're looking for the kit, it's on the Jewel Loom site. It's going to come with the leather and the suede so that you can make your endings, so you can attach it. And so this is the high desert hatband. We got a theme going on here. Your friend moves to the desert, and now we've got a lot of desert, but we love it. And so this is the high desert hatband. This was, believe it or not, it was only my second hatband that I ever made. And it's so delicious. It's really kind of interesting when you have it on the loom. You're kind of like, okay, this is cool. This is really cool. But then you take it off of the loom and you get it all put together, and you're just like, oh my God, I did this. That's how I feel. Even right now, I'm just like, wow, I really can't believe I did this. Like, it's so gorgeous. And so, just stick with your pattern and know that the outcome is going to be amazing. And so this section right here, you'll get the leather. It's a faux. I started adding some faux leather to the kit, so to just kind of accommodate everybody's desire. Plus it keeps it more economical, which is the buzzword right now. And then of course the suede cord. All right, so that'll be in the kit along with all the beads, and then you get access to the pattern. You'll have the instructions and everything on that. So I'm just looking through. We got a lot of jewel looms. Found it. Yeah, I wouldn't, trying to find things in the Facebook groups a little bit more challenging. We organize Joan. Joan just makes me look really good. Joan organizes all the little, chapters and what have you, so that they're easily found. I periodically go back in and will massage, a word here or there, but really I trust Joan. She knows what, how we think and how we look for things, but you're going to have better luck looking for everything on the YouTube channel. So, yeah, gosh, maybe I'll tell you a little bit. I got a few more minutes here. The trip to the Czech Republic was off the charts. The flight from LAX was so easy. I walked into LAX International and was very overwhelmed and a little nervous because it was not very clear where to go. And so thank goodness there were helpful people. And I got checked in, got through security, all, everything was great. They have I don't, mm, they have the new system where if you have a biometric passport, which I do, you don't even show anything when you're getting on the plane. You walk up to a screen and somehow it figures out that it's really you. Weird, uncomfortable. But yeah, so that was different. That was very, very different. Um, and so they fed us very well. I did manage to sleep. I was sandwiched in I had a window seat, but once we got to Prague, Jill Wiseman and John Kirchik from the Beads, we all found each other as planned. Thank you. And then we got to the hotel in Prague, and then we all ended up going out for dinner, which was really nice. And from there, it was just nonstop. The country is beautiful. It is full of history. And castles and churches and cathedrals and museums and stories and cobblestones. I had to leave my tennis shoes there because I literally walked off my soles. I walked off my soles. So we were doing, what is the amount of steps they tell you to do every day? We did those easily. We did those. And so, yeah, so we had a riverboat cruise where we got onto a riverboat, which, made my soul happy. And so we had dinner on that boat and we cruised up and down. I was most surprised how much water is in the Czech Republic. And I guess I just, I'm such a coastal girl, right? That if you're not by the ocean, oh, you have water? How does that work? Um, but there was water, there was rivers, and there was these creeks that you just wanted to like splash your face with because they were so crystal clear and beautiful. And you could see the rocks, and it was magical. And everything was green, and you'd go through like a village, and then there'd be like a castle right in the middle of the village. Like imagine you're in your neighborhood and then you have a castle as a neighbor. And it was just unbelievable. The factories, Preciosa was so kind. We couldn't take photos at that place, but they do a lot of what you probably see as far as like crystals. If they're not Swarovski, then they're more than likely Preciosa. They do seed beads, and they really do a lot of production. And then we went to the Rutfowski. That's like saying Swarovski factory. It's family owned. David and Lucas are the brothers, and they were a hoot. I mean, we pulled up in the big old tour bus, and they had a big tent, and they had food, and they greeted the bus with a tray full of shots. Like, yes, shots. And I don't do shots. But it was just hysterical, and we just had so much fun, and we shopped for beads, and all the ladies on the tour were just unbelievably amazing. They were just I've never seen 24 people come together and get along as well as this group did. We just flowed together. We were just passionate about beading and jewelry making. And on that note, I've got to tell you, spending time with Jill Wiseman was on so many levels uplifting and rewarding. And she was so generous with her time and her knowledge, and it was just great. So I hope that there's an opportunity for some of you to come with me the next time around. It will be a trip of a lifetime, memories of a lifetime. there is healing, there's all of the things that you could possibly imagine. And so, I would just hold that in prayer and see what comes to you. But I know you won't be disappointed if you go. It's unreal. In fact, there is a trip coming up in October with Cassandra from Beads to Live By. And I apologize, I don't know the name of the other designer. But I think they still have room in that one, and that's October of this year. And so, just so you know that. But I think that's all I got. I love you guys. I'm so happy to be home. Joan, thank you a bazillion times for holding down the fort. And you are incredible. And you can come on if you want. Um, I would love to see you owning your design talents,
Well, I
even
was telling them last week when we were chatting and I was making, it takes me forever to design things before I actually. So that's
nobody ever said that designing is like, needs to be on turbo. You should take your time because that's more realistic.
it has
It's
to cook in
definitely
my
more
brain.
Yeah. But you really are you're very talented and your work is very meticulous. I can see it in the screen that it's very well done, and you should be really, really proud of yourself.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Try my best to make you proud.
Yeah, my God, I'm so proud. I'm so proud, and it helps me so much. So it's great. Really great. I'm very proud of you, and I'm very grateful to you. So
Well, thank you.
love this. Love this. Anyway, so you're gonna upload your video on Monday or Tuesday. You said you had a video.
Yeah, I'm going to try my best to get it Monday or Tuesday at the latest.
Okay.
Because I'll do it with the blog, with the chat and the finishing together.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's cool. I can't wait to watch. That'll be fun to watch.
And that way it's not overlapping too with yours tonight because I'll get that posted by tomorrow. Well, I don't like posting too much.
No. Yeah,
miss
it's confusing. Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. But we love content, and we love, it's always fun for people to learn from different people, because the way I teach and communicate may not resonate with someone, but the way you do will. The way Trisha does.
Right.
We all have our way of presentation.
Well, that's what I say too. Sometimes you watch 3 or 4 different people do something.
Yeah.
You may take a combination of all of them to do what works best for you. That's what I do with wire wrapping, so.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very nice. Well, Kristen's yeah, that's very true. I see you answered her. Yeah. So, you could obviously stitch together pieces. If you don't have the Large Wisdom Warrior, you could use your original jewel loom, make the pieces in the links necessary. In fact, if you get the Jewel Loom Inspiration book off of Amazon, the book that I published, you'll see a project in there that's prior to the Large Wisdom Warrior. What I did, I used the original jewel loom and made pieces and sewed them together.
And if you're not sure how to sew the pieces together, actually, if you look up Amber's firecracker earrings, where she made a tube, it's stitching the pieces together just she, stitched it to make a tube.
Yeah.
And that's on the Jewel Loom YouTube channel too.
Yeah, you're right.
It could even be in the blog. Yeah.
Anytime that we've taken 2 ends, no matter whether it's 2 inches or 10 inches. Yeah, it's just stitching, but there's content to help you with that. So
yeah, a lot of these projects is just doing totally different techniques, and then you can come up with your own design with all these techniques.
Yes, 1000%. So, Kristen, we have shipped the looms to Canada, what's going on with Canada right now that I have found is the last 2 times that I shipped the big looms there, you know, there's customs. And so as the buyer, you're responsible for those. And that doesn't always make one happy, but there's nothing I can do. And so this all kind of came together while I was in the Czech Republic. I was like, what's going on? So I removed shipping to Canada for a hot minute until I could figure it out. But the gist of it is that you, the buyer, are responsible for the customs. The last Large Wisdom Warrior, the customs was like $19.27. I don't know if that would be yours, but I just need that to be really clear to all of our Canadian peeps, because I don't want you to be upset. And so I'd rather not ship it if it does make you, like, I mean, I have no control over it. You know, I'm not the government. And I feel bad, but I guess it is what it is, right? Like you have to pay duties. So, so to that point, you know, I've got to turn it back on, but I need you to know that, you know, if there are duties, then, you know. So anyway, I'm going to go collect myself. It's bunko night. I know. I have such an exciting life. Last night it was bingo. And it's fun because I won a few times, but then I came home empty-handed. So I'm not sure. But tonight is bunko, and so that's my exciting life. Bunko, beads, and the boo-boo. But that's okay. I'm good. I appreciate you all so much. Thank you. There were so many orders that were processed when I was traveling. You're so kind and gracious. I'm so grateful for you. I, you know, respect your investment into the company when you make a choice to buy any product, whether it's a string of beads or a Large Wisdom Warrior. I'm so incredibly grateful, and thank you. And so I'm going to work on my Hatband. I don't know where I'll be come next Thursday as far as my progress, but I'll meet you back here and we'll just kind of pick up and hang out for a little bit. So, sound good? Thank you guys. Thank you, Joan.